Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's painting, I will demonstrate an easy method to create loose flowers. It's going to be a very colorful step-by-step tutorial, so let's get started. I'm using a 300 GSM cold pressed watercolor paper and Camel artist watercolors. I begin with taking cobalt blue pigment of medium consistency and start with the center of the flower. Clean the brush, take out any extra water from the brush and spread the pigment to form the petals. This is the first layer and is extremely light. Please pardon the shaking of the video in between. I realized this while I'm doing the voiceover. It's there for not very long though, and the video is smooth after 5 to 6 minutes, but it's disturbing for sure, I understand. Apologies for that. So after the first layer, I put some blue pigment again in the center, and as the surface is wet, it will spread so nicely. I spread it a little bit to shape the petals. Put some more blue again in the center. I'm not worried about some petals being darker and some lighter. These are loose flowers and the unevenness is their beauty. I think I should leave it to dry now and meanwhile start with another flower in vermilion hue red pigment. So the same way, putting red pigment in the center, cleaning the brush, taking out any extra water from the brush and spreading the pigment to form the petals. You can do as many petals as you wish. Now, same way as the blue flower, I put red pigment in the center and spread it to shape the petals. I leave it to this and come back to the blue flower, as there the paper has absorbed an extra water by now and the flower is ready for any further work on it. So now with a thinner brush, I give more form to the petals. It's the same pigment, cobalt blue, but if you wish, you can use a different pigment also. That goes well with the base. Like here, you can use a gamboge yellow or a purple or even a fuchsia pink. So just see, with a little more work on it, our flower is looking so nice now. I repeat the same process with the red flower. And as my brush had a bit of blue on it, the red petals get a hint of that. I think that looks pretty nice. I'm leaving these flowers to this stage now, and we'll do a further work on them later as required, and we'll start with a gamboge yellow flower. So a watery pigment, and very loosely I create a flower shape. You can create any shape of flower that you wish, or any shape which comes easily to you. Now I will clean the brush and try to take out yellow pigment from certain areas of the flower. So like this, our flower will not look flat. See, it looks nice now. Now I'll take bright orange pigment towards the bottom and spread it a bit. As the surface is wet, it spreads beautifully. See, it looks nice already. Spreads well as the flower surface is still wet. So only one thing to remember here is that keep your hand very light. So now I take some gamboge yellow again and create some more shadings in the flower. See, it's a loose flower. We've done very little work on it, and it already has a little depth and volume in it. Now I'm using dark brown at the bottom, which I've made by mixing burnt umber brown and a little bit of black. So just see, brown at the bottom has uplifted the flower so much. Now I'm starting with the fourth flower, and as this is a colorful tutorial, I'm taking purple now. And this purple I've made by mixing cobalt blue and crimson lake red in the ratios of almost 1:3. So just like the yellow flower, I loosely put the purple pigment to shape the flower. And while the surface was still wet, I put some more purple towards the bottom and spreading it. So here in this flower, I'm working only with one pigment. So here also, instead of one, you can work with 2 or 3 pigments also. So I leave it to this, and I thought, let me do an orange flower now. this flower, I'm giving purple at the bottom, as orange and purple go well together. I leave it to this and dry the flower using my hairdryer. Now it's time to come back to the blue flower, and I thought let me make it layered. For the center and this petal I have touched, just touched black with the tip of my brush and added it to a little cobalt and working with that. For this petal, using black and now a little cobalt blue. See how beautifully the shape comes out. Now giving a little bit of black. Now for this third petal, I'm only taking black, just a little bit of black again, and now cobalt, and just mixing both the colors to give the shape of a beautiful petal. For the last one, there is enough pigment in my brush, so giving the initial shape with that, and now a little black will do the rest of the work. If you don't like to give black in your flower, here you could have used purple or red or even yellow for that matter to give a shade of the other color. And now with cobalt, I just work from the center of the flower and give a little shading towards the upper part of the petals. So in the same way, adding layers to the red flower using the same vermilion red pigment. I'm not using black here. If you wish, you can leave the flower as it was and not do this step of layering here. The flower was looking nice as it was, but I thought let me just add a bit more to it and let's see how it looks when it is layered. As I mentioned earlier, the layering part can also be done with contrast pigments. So I think here yellow or orange can also look very nice. So once this step is done, I dry the flower using my drying tool and give a little black towards the center and spread it a little. Now let's do any further work on the flowers as required or as you may feel like. The purple flower I thought is a bit blank, so just adding a bit of depth to it. And a little touch up also on the orange flower is what I thought we can do. After this, we come to the stems and the leaves. And I thought, as this is a colorful artwork, let me not restrict myself to greens and browns for the stems. So I'm doing any darker shades that look good in the artwork. Actually, any darker shades that my palette has. Adding a few buds as well and a few leaves. Here also you can go colorful with your artwork. Now time for any further enhancements or any pen work that you may like. I'm doing some dry brush work towards the center of this red flower to spread the black. I think this artwork looks pretty good and interesting now. Please write to me if you want me to cover any specific flowers or any specific kind of artworks, and I'll love to do those. And one last leaf here, as this area was looking a bit blank. So guys, I hope you liked the tutorial. In case you like it, please hit the like button, share the video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon in yet another exciting tutorial. Till then, stay safe, keep happy, goodbye.